And we're back. Oh, finally got the hat. Even though I'll never wear it. Oh, yes. This is what I needed. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at Dune Awakening like stuff because I was like playing it with some other people, and I didn't realize that there's like a big update coming up, and that's why a lot of people are getting back on. And the big update is, of course, September. That's like, yeah, a lot of game companies are trying to like, no, either push their stuff early to make sure or push it later because they did not want to overlap in November. Because November is GTA time, and it's gonna take the world by storm. Everyone knows it. Oh, okay, it's a new one. Yeah, even I was shocked. I was like, it's like, oh, there's a new like, it's pretty much going to be on consoles now. So in September, Dune Awakening, the kind of open world survival game, will be on all the consoles. This is already on PC. Okay, okay. But yeah, the game that I'm looking forward to is Ananta, the anime style GTA. It was supposed to be a gacha game, but then they just made it a single player game. Oh yeah, it's a Napo, isn't it? I do, like, if they had that helmet, I might pick that. But at this point, I think everyone's too used to this mascot. But yeah, there's the other game that kind of came out kind of recently, the NTE. But like, just looking at like the character movement and all that, I'm like, I'm not sure if I like that one compared to like, at least from what the trailer showed of Ananta, that one looked like it'd be cooler. Just the whole like jump spin thing, I was like, honestly, I didn't like the whole like when you double jump, like you double jump or you jump once and your second jump you kind of do a spin. That to me, it didn't bother me before, but now I'm like, I'm not really sure. I like the whole like Dante just actually just jump again. That's the one thing that about the new God of War that kind of was like, Freya or Frey. I can't pronounce her name. But either way, she does that one like that weird double jump thing, with the spin move. I'm like, At least hers is not as like, it doesn't bother me because at least she's like a god, or yeah. So that doesn't bother me as much as the people in NTE. I was like, just have it just we just do like a, a normal, you jump twice. But or there's another game where like if you instead of a double jump, it just your double jump is main pretty much you jump just a lot higher. So it's almost like a double jump. I forgot what game that was. There's like a few that do that. It was like a really obscure game that I watched this one YouTuber play a lot is JoJo Last Survivor. I think it's an arcade game. It's almost like a, think of like, was it like, what are those kind of games? The arena games with arena shrinks. I forgot the name, what would you call that, right? Battle Royale is, or like was it as time goes on the arena shrinks and you have to like kind of the storm comes and kills you and stuff, right? It's kind of like that, but with JoJo characters, and they use like their abilities. I actually like that game. Like I like watching it. I need more of those. Okay, okay. Yeah, I like sometimes when I'm playing, like the person who's playing it, right? He actually does commentary, like, "Oh, this is like no, kind of like what the what's that? The weaknesses of the character and this, and you have to remember kind of their sounds and all that." Oh, I should make these. But yeah, like that guy, how he and he's always like, I think one good thing about like about this one YouTuber, I forgot the YouTuber's name, but if you type in JoJo's Last Survivor, it'll probably be like there's not that many people that are covering it. But yeah, this guy like you could definitely know it's him because he'll always talk about like after every like he does 2 matches, and he'll always be like if he's playing with a partner, he'll be like, oh yeah, no, like, oh, thank you for this guy for doing this, and he'll like have some kind of commentary like on like stuff that he did was good. So he's like a very positive person, so that's why I like that YouTuber. Yeah, that's why even the other games that I think Burrito and saw some of the indie games I played that were like, you know, it was rough around the edges, right? I still think it's more, or I think it's just better to like kind of talk up the good sides of the game than rather than like try like, oh yeah, I know this game was kind of undone and whatever. I think that's like, you know, if you want to see like a bad review, then there are a dime a dozen. Like my review is I won't say anything like if I have something bad to say about it, I'll also kind of put something good about the game or something that could be approved upon because like sometimes there's like certain like thin line, right, which is so weird that I think about it a lot. So like, you know what, like at the end of the day, I think even though that game was kind of hard to play, it was memorable for me. So I can't really crack on the game because I mean I played it, I bought it and played it. It was very weird, and I think about it a lot. There's some of those like that weird like the haunted gym game where it's a little bit buggy, but it's still pretty funny. So yeah, I enjoy those kind of games. And yeah, unless the game's like it's like egregious how bad it is, then I'm generally like pretty fine with it. Like yeah, the only kind of game that I'll be like, no, I'll probably say like maybe, but the thing is, if the game's that bad, I wouldn't do a review or a no, I wouldn't upload it. Like if a game was so bad, or so bad, I say bad and like bland, but like if it was unplayable, then I would. I first of all I wouldn't upload it, and second I would try to give like constructive criticism, not anything like no crazy, because sometimes when the person's making a game, like there's unforeseen circumstances where they don't know that game. It's like, oh yeah, it's on my PC is good. Other PCs is like busted. So kind of reminds me of like a lot of tech savvy people keep on saying like, was it if you ask them like tech questions, right? Like someone who's like their job is like in technical support. You ask them, hey, this one game's kind of doing this, right? Oh, do you just like do like a better hard drive or better CPU? Like, really? Like, I think it's kind of stupid. Where like that's their takeaway. It's almost like like I'm in the medical field, and me going like, oh yeah, what you feel sick? I don't know, get a better body. Like, that's such a stupid thing to say. So yeah, that's why I always kind of like, or like there's people who are like, oh yeah, like my job does the like, let's say you're a guy that makes chairs, and the chair in your house broke, or like your friend's chair broke, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't want to touch chairs because I do that all day. I'm like, then you should be able to do this fast then. Like, No, to me, I think just like people who say that, I think they're just not good at their job. So that's why they don't want to like show you how bad at their job they are. So that's why they don't want to do the job in front of you. Because if I was bad at like, let's say, like whatever job that I'm not good at it, yeah, of course I don't want to do that in front of anyone. I want them to know how bad I am at it. No one wants to post their L's. Yeah, I just see that a lot there. Oh, damn, it got pretty close. There's many a times. Many a times. I mean, for example, like, if I had to go back and do, like, stuff I did in the military, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be fucking terrible at that shit. Technically, since Waffles and I, we had the same job, essentially. He is actually better than me. He was an instructor for it, so he was better at it. And I think he kind of liked it more than I did. I did not enjoy the job that I had in the military. Honestly, if I was a corpsman, I probably would have stayed in a lot longer. My trajectory would be a lot different. I do kind of, sometimes I do think about that. Like if I went there, not if I went earlier though. Like if I went to the military earlier when I was younger, I would have fucked up a lot of stuff. I was like, I don't think mentally I was ready back then. Me older now probably kept me out of a lot of trouble. Young me, well, I would have did a lot of stupid shit. So I'm like, thank God I wasn't that young when I joined. Yeah, so all the 18-year-olds, like, but there's some of them that are like, you know, they had their shit together. At the same time, there's a lot of people even older that they don't have their shit together. And you're like, how? Yeah, I mean, even though, was it, if, was it back when I was in the military, like, if someone, like, who's like 18 who came in, I'm not as mean to an 18-year-old. I'm like, yeah, 18-year-olds kind of do stupid shit. Like early 20s, like, oh, okay, I could maybe turn a blind eye to a little bit of it, but no. Anyone in their 30s doing stupid shit, I'm like, nah, I'm kind of mean now. Yeah, and those are usually like around 30s, like you're probably like an E6 or a chief. No, there was like a guy who was older and he was not a chief. Me and him were the same rank, and he like was in the military since like he was 18. I was like, bro, if you been in this long, you're just not good at your job. But they promoted him, and now he's a chief, and he is dumb as bricks. So I'm like that guy scares me. But to offset him, there's another guy that my C dad, the one who taught me everything. He knows his shit, and I'm like, oh, thank God he became a chief. So it offsets the other bad chief. Yeah, for anyone in the military, you'll know. The worst one is when you have like an unathletic chief who like, so, oh, you need to go work out and stuff. I'm like, man, you're fucking fat. Yeah, so many of them. Then when you have the actual athletic chief, you're like, oh, that's kind of on the rare side. Which I'm like, I'm not saying like they need to be like super fit, but I think to me it irks me a little bit when someone who is out of shape is telling me, you need to be in shape. I was like, your ass needs to be in, you need to take your own advice. Oh, what the hell? That was strange. That was, I don't know what that was. Oh yeah, but going back to the story, right? This one, back when I was in Guam and it was super hot, and I was probably in the one of the probably I wouldn't say the best shape of my life, but I was pretty shredded, right? It didn't help that like at the time, like I pretty much was working so much and doing all these things that I didn't even eat. So of course you get kind of shredded pretty quick when you're starving too, which wasn't it's not good for you to do that. But regardless, this one person was like, "Oh yeah, you need to say it's because they thought I was or for the PRT, right? They're, oh, these are bad numbers and stuff. We did like a mock PRT. I was like, wait a minute, like no, I'm actually doing like quite a bit more than I should be doing. I was like, what are you talking about? Then I found out he thought I was shorter than what I was, right? And he thought I was younger than what I was. So he thought I was like at the time, like he thought I was like very young and very was so short. And I was like, and the thing that made it more like it kind of made me a little angry. I don't know, I was saying angry. It was more like frustrated. It was like he was saying, "Oh, you're this tall, right?" I was like, "How tall are you?" And the height that he was telling me was shorter than him. Yet he has eyes and he's looking at me, and I no, about a foot taller than him. So I'm like, and yeah, I was like looking at him, and I think he's also one of the people that said, "Oh, why do you look so confused?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused on how stupid you could be." But yeah, there's many a times where like some person like something obvious like that, where like the thing that they're mad at or something is like very obvious, like in front of them. There's many times where I told Milk one of the stories where they messed up my last name, and I was like, "Oh, who's this guy? He's late for work." And then later on, I was like, "Wait a minute, yes, you? Why weren't you at work?" I'm like, "What the hell? I was talking to you. We were like, I was the third one here." Yeah, there was another one like that. I think it's the continuation of the story. I told Milk I came there like 3 hours early because my barracks was right next to the trainer. Some people were there earlier than me, so I'm like, "Dude, you guys need to get up. You need to like take care of your family, man." But regardless, oh, that was fast. Actually, once again, I forgot to do this. Yeah. Oh, oh no. I think the stream got split because it or disconnected once on the stream, especially on Twitch side. I don't know why Twitch does that. Like, so yeah, it'll be like I'll name it as part 1, part 2. Very strange why I did that. YouTube is pretty strong against that for the most part. Okay. Yeah, since I was caught off guard with that. Oh yeah, continuation of the story. So the trainer, we had to be there. Okay, I'll give you some backstory too. The previous day after we did the trainer, the next day, some of these higher ups, right? Like I think they're like fours, I think, right? So they were pretty high up officers. Told us, okay, you guys come in at, I think they told us 8, even though the paper said 7. And we're like, but it says 7. Like, no, don't worry, come in at 8 o'clock. We won't even be here to get ready for this. As long as you guys are ready, just come in at 8, right? We're like, are you sure about this? Yes. Some other people confirm, are you sure? Yes. Are you sure? Sure. Yes. Remember, like they're way higher ranked than me. So with that, everyone came in, early the next day, around 7-ish. I was there like way earlier than that, of course. And honestly, I came in early because I didn't trust the dude. I'm like, he looked kind of like he's goofy. Like him and his little 3 or 4 officers told each other like, oh yeah, I think they were like, yeah, were they lieutenant commanders? I think they were lieutenant commanders. I'm pretty sure. But it was for trainer for them, right? So I was like, you know what? I want to come in here early because I don't fucking trust them. Like, he seemed kind of goofy. And even one of the higher ups, I think, like, he was a commander. No, it was captain. Either way, someone higher than him came in and told him, oh yeah, like, come in at 8. So yeah, I'm like, okay, we'll come. I'm there early. I think even the rest of my crew, we came in, or they came in like pretty much like not at 8, but before 8, right? Because they were worried too. So no, I think maybe we had one asshole who came in like at 8 because he's a dumbass. But the things we didn't really need him. We could have like covered and be like, oh no, we're good. Right? It was fine. That guy's a scumbag. I think there's a story, if you play it when we're doing the Valheim stream, that where Waffles talked about him a little bit. But regardless, so we got there, and then I started to set up the whole the computers and all that, whatever, right? And then they came in at 7, and they're like, "Oh no, we're doing everything now." It's like, "But you said 8." Like, no, we're doing it now. And technically, like, my group were like, "Hey, we could fucking do this now if we have to." Like, so I could fill 3 rows or 2 or 3 rows pretty easy. So I'm like, okay, I mean, it's gonna suck, but it ain't the worst. But some of the other divisions, they needed the right amount of people, so they were like freaking out. I was like, why are you guys freaking out? Like, the other guy told us this. We asked multiple times, so it's not on us. It's just like bad communication on the higher up side. But you know, some of them are like, no, I could only punch down. It's like, okay, you guys are fucking man children. So either way, you know what? I could probably do this. Here. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so no, it was all a big mess. People were getting yelled at and all this kind of stuff. My division was for the most part good, right? But the higher ups were yelling at him for no reason. So I'm like, oh, whatever. And then we finally got back to, you know, our main place. And then they were all like getting like, no, like talked to like, oh, we should be here early. I'm like, why are you disciplining everyone? Like, you also came in not at the allotted time. So it's like, why is all this shit happening? All right, like, I mean, I was just like, hey, we don't need to yell. It's like, it's not on us. It's just like the other people, the higher ups fucked it up, right? So I was trying to keep the peace, and then they turned their fangs on me. They're like, man, you fucking piece of shit. You should have been there early and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I should have been there earlier? I'm like, excuse me, like, when do you think I got there? Oh, you came in late. I'm like, fuck no. If anything, I was psychotically too early. Alright, and it's like, I'm the one that set up everything. Like, do you guys have like no like object permanence or something like that? You don't like, does time not work or work differently for you? Or something like that, right? And yeah, before I started, I fight the power all the time. Before I went all like I usually do. He said, oh yeah, I think you can step out of the room because no, all this does not apply to you. I was like, oh, okay. That's his way. That was their way of like keeping the peace. Like, yeah, I think he's about to fucking snap, like yell at people. I'm like, I'm not fucking sitting there and just getting yelled at. Almost like this one dude, one of my bosses before was talking about like, he used to like essentially haze people all the time. And they're like, oh yeah, like sometimes he'll just you know, get up and put his dick on your shoulder and all that. I was like, and one time I think he was kind of like talking to me about that. Like, oh, I could do this to you. I'm like, you could just do it once. But as soon as you put if I think it's on me, I'm stabbing the shit out of it. So unless you want to stab dick, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And I don't care who the hell sees me, I'm gonna fuck you up in front of people. Then after that, we never had a problem. Yeah, but that's just a very psychotic thing to do, and that person did mess up a lot of people, and they probably need to go to therapy now. I mean, he probably also needs to go to therapy, if I'm being honest. But yeah, military does have like kind of like, was it ferment a lot of like unhinged people, especially like different depending on your designation, like depending on like where you work at in the military. Oh, shoot. Yeah, because sometimes people get very unhinged. One good thing is, I could say the military taught me how to deal with unhinged people. That's why my tolerance for like I think like some goofiness, like I could tolerate it pretty well. It only like irks me once it's like I just can't take like, you know, how many leaders like, oh wait, I want to be the leader, I want to be the leader, I want to be the leader. Then when he has, okay, here, be the leader, I can't do anything. He's like, so why were you bitching and moaning about being, you want, you know, be the leader? It's just because they want power. They want all the perks of having power without any other responsibility. And I mean, I'm pretty sure so that's not shock to no one who's ever been in any kind of retail or anything like that. Yeah, there's so many people that are like, I want to be the, I want to be the boss, I want to be the boss. And when you tell them, okay, then lead. And they're like, we fucking need some leadership, lead. And they can't. I've seen that multiple times. And the best part is like karma's a bitch. And I've seen now, I'm gonna just activate this. Oh. Now I've seen, even after I left, I've seen many places that now are struggling. I was like, oh, you guys are struggling now. Yeah, because karma, like the person who was like a bad boss, and then all the people left, right? And now someone else, like one of the hot big wigs, investigated the place, and they're like, wait a minute. Oh. Oh, I'm smashing the wall. Yeah. The big wigs are pretty much, I think, just investigate, like, why is everything so messed up in this one place? And then, of course, someone probably just told, yeah, or no, they were looking for the boss wasn't there. So that's what happened. You can only laugh. I was like, ah, it couldn't happen to better people. Like, sometimes, like, no, karma doesn't happen, but sometimes when it does, it is fantastic. Oh, I'm definitely gonna die. What in the hell hit me? Hope I don't get insta-killed again. I didn't see anything on the side that says like, oh, you gotta go do this before you get insta-killed. Where are the signs on my head? I'm about to be frozen to death, aren't I? But yeah, that was the story of before. I just heard that from like some of my co-workers from before. They're like, oh yeah, bro, did you hear? Yeah. Like, I generally don't go to a job to make friends, right? Like, to me, I'm just there, like, leave me alone, I want to do my job. But at the same time, right, I'm not unsociable to the point where, like, oh yeah, I don't know, I can't make any friends. You know, I make friends at work, or like, no, because no, I'm chill like that. But yeah, The reason why I bring that up is because there's just... Oh. Oh, no. I think at this point we would have to. Okay, so yeah, some of the stuff on the ground is kind of hard to tell. It's not like oh no, I need to get out of there. Okay. Honestly, the first boss and the wolf boss were the hardest. Yeah. Oh, the reason why I was going back with the whole, was it like not trying to make friends at work and all that is because like there's people who are like, let's say bosses come in, right? I'm not here to make friends, right? As long as you get the job done. You can only say that if you're good at your job, right? That's a caveat. Like, don't say that if you suck at your job or you're not good at your job. If you're good at your job, you could say stuff like that, like, oh, I'm not here to make friends or anything. I'm just here to just do my job. But if you're like, no, really bad, right? You have to be likable, because if you're likable, like just have a likable personality, it helps with your job a lot. If you're not good at your job. Like there's a guy before that, it was my understudy essentially, and he was not the greatest at the job, but like he was a likable dude, and he may be slow, but every time a guy asked him to do something, he just got it done. So I really like that about him, and I think he's still in the military, but I think he might be in for a while. But regardless of that, right? Like the main point is just if you're good at your job, then you kind of like go rogue a little bit, right? But if you're bad at your job, you better be likable at least. Like don't be unsociable, bad at your job, right? That's a recipe for disaster. Because the bosses are like, management is also be like on your ass. I mean, the only way you could do that is like you become management, which sometimes happens. Right, the unlikable person bad at their job becomes the boss. You're like, oh lord. And that's when I start looking at like, my exit strategy. Like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of this place before this, like, I'm not gonna be on this stinking ship. Yeah, I just thought about like, man, the other place I used to work at, if I was still there now, oh, it would be a nightmare. Actually, no, it wouldn't be that bad, because I think like some of the people were trying to make me the new boss, because like, oh, you're the only one that could yell at people and like, you don't feel like bad about it. I'm like, I'm not there yelling at people for the sake of yelling at them. I just kind of want them to just do their job. Like just do your job and don't be like weird about it. That's my general like rule of thumb. Just do your job, don't be weird, everything's cool. Okay, we're getting there with gold gear. Okay, and with that, everyone, we'll call it a day. Talked about weird job stuff. And a lot of other random topics, but yeah, definitely subscribe, like and subscribe. Go to the YouTube side. We need people on that one. And guys, I hope you enjoy, and once everyone is on, probably Sunday is when we'll do Sons of the Forest, and then from there we'll figure out like what everyone's schedule is, because that's the hardest thing to coordinate, is everyone's in different time zones. But yeah, with that guys, hope you have a good one, and you take care. Peace.